So, you're sitting in your weekly one-on-one meeting with your manager. You think the week has gone pretty well, the project is moving forward, you're feeling good, but then, right before the meeting ends, the atmosphere just shifts.
The instant defensive reaction.
Your manager says you need to contribute more during meetings. Okay, immediately you feel it, right? Your heart rate spikes, your stomach drops, your face might even flush a little bit. It's that sudden, sharp sting of vague criticism.
Inside your head, a voice is just screaming, "That's unfair! Nobody gives me a chance to speak! The senior team members talk over everyone!" Your absolute first, deeply wired human instinct is to raise your shield and defend yourself against this attack. You just want to prove them wrong.
But let's just freeze the frame right here for a second. What actually happens when we start defending ourselves before we even fully understand the feedback? Well, I'll tell you. The conversation completely derails. We stop listening, the manager feels challenged, and any potential for actual professional growth just evaporates into an argument. It's literally a lose-lose situation.
Listen, clarify, discuss, reflect, and act. This right here is our 5-step survival guide. It's a totally tested framework to move your brain from instant reactivity straight into productive curiosity.
Step 1. Listen first.
You have got to resist the urge to immediately explain or defend yourself. When you hear a critique, you have to separate your fast-moving emotional reaction from the incoming information. Basically, treat the feedback simply as data coming from another person. They have a view. You don't have to agree with it yet, but you definitely have to hear it out.
In a practical workplace scenario, this means literally just staying silent. Let the manager finish their entire thought before you even start formulating a response in your head. Your only goal in this exact second is understanding, not arguing. If you feel emotional, try to mentally detach. Just listen to the words.
Step 2, clarify the meaning. Once they finish, we have to unpack things. Because vague feedback like contribute more is essentially useless, right? You can't act on it because you don't actually know what it means in their head. Notice the contrast we're making here. You're shifting away from a heavy defensive posture where you just argue the point and moving into a light inquisitive posture. You are forcing vague, cloudy feedback into the realm of an actionable, clear target.
Listen, this is the exact script you can use. Keep this in your back pocket for sure. When you say I should contribute more, what specifically would you like me to do differently? Notice the word specifically. Does your manager mean you shouldn't be looking at your laptop? Do they mean you should share your ideas more confidently? You have to ask clarifying questions until you have a crystal clear picture of what they actually want from you.
Step 3, add your perspective.
Because receiving feedback absolutely does not mean automatically agreeing with everything. Feedback is just another person's opinion based on their limited observations. Your manager might not have all the context, you know? Your perspective is a vital piece of the puzzle to actually solve the problem. Being receptive doesn't mean you just become a doormat.
This is a great way to frame things. The way I see it is that I've been listening because I'm still learning the project. Could we discuss where you'd like me to contribute more? Notice how non-argumentative that is. You aren't saying you're wrong or that's unfair. Instead, you are taking ownership of your viewpoint. This keeps the whole dialogue open and super collaborative. Reflect, decide, and act.
Step 4 is deciding what you will do next. We're transitioning into the final stages of the conversation here. You've listened, you've clarified, you've added your context. Now it's time to take control of the next steps. Before you leave the room, you need to properly close the loop. If the specific action item is clear and you agree with it, commit to it. But if you're still feeling overwhelmed or, honestly, you just disagree with the feedback, it is entirely acceptable to buy yourself some time. And no matter what, always express appreciation for the feedback.
A perfectly graceful exit looks exactly like this. I appreciate your feedback and we'll try to do that next time. Or if you need that buffer space we just talked about, simply say, I appreciate your feedback. Let me reflect on this and we can circle back to it tomorrow. It's professional and it keeps you completely in the driver's seat.
Which leads us to step 5, reflect afterward. This is the private step. You step out of the meeting, you let the emotional spike completely disappear, and you look at the feedback objectively. Remember, sometimes the feedback that stings the most contains a truth we really needed to hear. Conversely, sometimes the feedback is just inaccurate because the other person has a blind spot or a bias. You, and literally only you, weigh the objective truth of the feedback and decide what is actually useful to act on. Replaying the conversation.
We're going to return to that frozen moment from our opening story, but this time, let's apply the 5 steps. Before, the instant reaction was, "That's unfair," which pretty much guarantees a conflict. But after applying the steps, our response is calmly asking, "What specifically would you like me to do differently?"
So the crucial point here is the outcome this creates. Because you asked a clarifying question, the manager now explains that they want you to present the weekly data update. You get to explain that you were quiet because you were observing the senior team. Suddenly, you both feel understood. You aren't being attacked, you're negotiating expectations. You leave with a clear path forward, and incredibly, trust and collaboration have actually increased, all because of a critique. It's like flipping the whole script on workplace feedback.
So I want to leave you with this final thought to take into your work week. The next time feedback makes you defensive, can you become curious before becoming defensive?